As a man thinketh by James Allen, imagine you're standing in a vast garden at dawn, watching a gardener tend to two separate plots. In one, vibrant flowers bloom in carefully arranged patterns, their colors rich and their stems strong. In the other, weeds tangle and choke whatever might have grown, creating a landscape of disorder and decay. You notice something curious. Both plots receive the same sunlight, the same rain, the same soil. The only difference lies in what seeds were planted and how the garden was tended. What if the landscape of your life followed the same principle, shaped not by external circumstances, but by the invisible seeds of thought you plant each day? This is the profound territory that James Allen explores in his timeless work, where he suggests that your thoughts are not merely fleeting mental events, but the very architects of your reality. Allen proposes that the quality of your thinking directly shapes the quality of your circumstances, your health, your relationships, and ultimately, your destiny. In an age where we often feel powerless against external forces, where algorithms shape our choices and global events seem beyond our control, this idea presents both a radical responsibility and an extraordinary liberation. Could it be that the most powerful tool for transformation has been within you all along? Allen's central insight rests on what he calls the thought factor in achievement. He suggests that every external condition in your life can be traced back to a corresponding internal state of mind. This isn't about wishful thinking or positive affirmations, but something far more fundamental. Your thoughts, he argues, are like seeds that inevitably grow into actions, habits, and eventually the very fabric of your circumstances. When you consistently think thoughts of fear and limitation, you unconsciously create patterns of behavior that align with those thoughts, drawing experiences that confirm your fears. But the opposite holds equally true. When you cultivate thoughts of possibility and growth, you begin to notice opportunities that were always present but previously invisible to your mind. You start making choices that align with expansion rather than contraction. The gardener of your inner landscape, Allen suggests, is always you, whether you're conscious of it or not. The question becomes, are you planting with intention, or are you letting whatever random seeds blow and take root? Allen extends this principle beyond achievement into the realm of physical health, proposing what modern science now recognizes as the mind-body connection. Your thoughts, he observes, don't remain confined to your mental space, but ripple outward into your physiology. Chronic worry creates tension that manifests in your shoulders. Persistent anger affects your digestion. Joy and peace, conversely, seem to strengthen your immune system and brighten your complexion. You've likely experienced this yourself, noticing how stress shows up in your body or how a burst of excitement energizes you physically. This isn't mystical thinking, but observable reality. Your thoughts generate emotions. Emotions trigger biochemical responses, and these responses shape your physical experience. Allen saw the body as the servant of the mind, faithfully expressing whatever messages your thoughts consistently send. In our current era of unprecedented stress and anxiety, this connection becomes particularly relevant. Your mental diet, he suggests, may be just as important as your physical one in determining your overall well-being. Perhaps most intriguingly, Allen explores the relationship between thought and purpose. He argues that scattered, unfocused thinking leads to scattered, unfocused living, while clear, purposeful thoughts naturally align your actions toward meaningful goals. You've probably experienced both states. Times when your mind felt like a browser with too many tabs open, pulling you in countless directions, and other times when crystal clarity about what mattered most made decisions obvious and energy abundant. Purpose, in Allen's view, isn't something you discover once and possess forever, but something you cultivate through the discipline of focused thinking. When you regularly direct your attention toward what truly matters to you, you begin to see pathways that were previously hidden. Your unconscious mind starts working on your behalf, connecting dots and creating solutions even when you're not actively problem-solving. This raises profound questions about agency and responsibility in modern life. In a world that often feels chaotic and overwhelming, Allen's philosophy suggests that your primary sphere of influence isn't external circumstances, but the quality of attention you bring to each moment. Rather than feeling victimized by events beyond your control, you might ask, what thoughts am I consistently nurturing, and what kind of life are they creating? This perspective doesn't dismiss real challenges or structural inequalities, but it does locate your power in the one place you can always access it, your own consciousness. Yet Allen's ideas also present a delicate balance. Taken too far, the notion that thoughts create reality can become a form of self-blame, where every difficulty is seen as a personal failing of insufficient positive thinking. The wisdom lies in recognizing that while you cannot control every outcome, you do have remarkable influence over your responses, interpretations, and the quality of attention you bring to whatever arises. Your thoughts may not determine everything that happens to you, but they significantly shape how you experience and respond to what happens. Consider how this applies to the digital age, where your attention is constantly competed for by notifications, news cycles, and algorithmic feeds designed to capture and monetize your mental energy. Allen's insights suggest that the most radical act might be consciously choosing what deserves the prime real estate of your awareness. Every time you deliberately redirect your attention from anxiety-inducing content to something that nourishes your sense of possibility, you're engaging in the kind of mental gardening he advocates. The key takeaway from Allen's work isn't that positive thinking magically transforms external conditions, but that conscious thinking transforms your relationship to those conditions, and this transformation often opens possibilities that were previously invisible. Perhaps equally important is recognizing that the thoughts you think repeatedly become the lens through which you perceive reality, filtering what you notice and shaping what seems possible. This leaves you with a question that bridges Allen's century-old wisdom with your contemporary challenges. If your thoughts are indeed the seeds of your future experiences, what kind of garden are you unconsciously cultivating right now? And what small shift in your mental soil might allow something beautiful and unexpected to grow? As you settle into this inquiry, you might notice the gentle power in simply becoming aware of the stream of thoughts flowing through your consciousness. Like a gardener who learns to distinguish between flowers and weeds, you're developing the capacity to recognize which thoughts nourish your deepest aspirations and which ones merely repeat old patterns of limitation. In this growing awareness lies both the responsibility and the profound freedom that Allen glimpsed. The understanding that while you cannot control the weather of life, you can tend the garden of your mind with patience, wisdom, and gentle care.